What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Essence of Lex. Thank you for joining me again on my Bloom journey. And if you clicked on this video, it's because you're interested in my review and my recap of Sistas Season 6, Episode 1, titled Straight No Chaser. I know I'm late with starting my reviews of Sistas Season 6, but man, life be lifing. And I have fell behind with my YouTube channel, but I'm trying to get it up, back and running, and get on the schedule, a consistent schedule. So don't hold me to it yet, but I'm trying to get back on track. Now that I think about it, I don't even think I finished. Well, I know I finished season 5, but I don't think I uploaded the last 5 or 6 episodes of season 5 of Sistas. Nope. Now that I think about it, I have not uploaded season 5, like the last 5 or 6 episodes. But they're coming, y'all. They're coming, y'all. Please bear with me. They're coming. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and get caught up on Sistas Season 6. For the most part, I'm watching it live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. And I'm also live tweeting. So if you have a Twitter and you care to hear my opinion and me clown on Twitter before my actual reviews post, please follow me on Twitter at Essence of Lex. Picking up where season 5 ended, Maurice, of course, went to the airport to talk to Q. So now they are fighting and arguing over a gun. They are tussling with the gun in somebody's hand. So they're tussling or whatever, and the gun goes off. The gun goes off in the midst of them fighting or whatever, and I believe Q got shot in the shoulder. Yeah, I think he got shot in the shoulder, because while I was watching, I was like, I'm pretty sure he's not dead. I'm not going to say that I wish he died, but I am going to say is just I wish that we can put an end to this Q storyline. I wish anybody can get Q locked up in jail where he belongs. Until then, we're still dealing with him. And although I don't agree 100% with Maurice's antics, just in general, and I don't agree 100% with him going to the airport and all of those things, I don't 100% agree with that. I don't. But also on the flip side of that, I think I do understand why he's, going to the extreme that he's going to try to get Q to confess, or to try to get Q to slip up, or whatever he's trying to do. I think I understand why he's doing it. And honestly, I can't blame him, because it's obvious. Like a blind man can see this. It is obvious that Q did the bank robbery, that Q stole Maurice's car and sold Calvin. Like, it's a whole list of things that is very much evident that Q has did and committed crimes, but he is still walking free, living free. At least at the moment he is. So it's obvious. So if the police is not seeing this, and as clear as day as it is, Maurice feel like he has to take things into his own hands. And, when your freedom is at stake, who can say that you can blame him? And I don't even understand how an ex-felon like Q was able to get a gun in the airport while he's working. That part I don't understand at all. But, that's how it was written, so that's what I'm reacting to. Right, let's get into this Zatima moment. After Zatima Season 2, Part A, it's nice to see a moment of them getting along, communicating, just in bliss, even if it's for a split second. Because how things are going, they be in bliss for a day or so, maybe not even a day or two. And boom, something happens into where they're not in bliss anymore. But then again, after Zatima 2A, I really wanted to push Fatima off of Zach. I really wanted Fatima to get up off Zach. Like, nope, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it, Fatima. Get up off him. That's literally how I felt. I'm still mad at Zach. I don't know about y'all. I'm still mad at Zach. Until we see Part B of Season 2, I'm still mad at Zach. But all in all, that moment that they had together in the bedroom was cute. Y'all don't ask me about that timeline between Sistas and Zatima. Hey, TP don't know in here. I don't know either. So I'm not even going to even speak on the timeline. At least not this episode. We're going to move on. But like I said, this moment between them was beautiful. The pillow talk that they had was amazing. It made you kind of remember the Zatima that we fell in love with. Basically just confirms that they can communicate and express their feelings in a healthy way. It was the 2 C's, chemistry and communication. Initially, I fell in love with Zatima because of the chemistry first, of course, and then their communication. Lately, both of them have been a little bit off between Everything going on Zatima, some of the stuff that going on Sistas. Sometimes that chemistry and communication is definitely off. But, let's get into it. Zach and Fatima, they are in bed, they're talking, whatever, and Zach asks Fatima, how are you so cool with everything? Cool with everything being as to, of course, the 2 baby mamas that he have. Well, shall I say 1 baby mama and a potential baby mama. That's what he's referencing, how she's so cool with that. And I wish he would have used another word other than cool, because, we all know she's not cool with it. A lot of women wouldn't be able to put up with that and be understanding like Fatima has. So especially in the beginning. In the beginning, when most women are, on guard with their feelings and their emotions and their body and all of that sort of things, especially when it's a woman that has been hurt, a lot of women wouldn't be able to put up with that. That's just being honest. But Fatima told him, she's not cool with it, but basically she's cool with the truth. And if this is your truth, you're honest about it, let's move forward with it. Then the conversation went into Zach being concerned about his son, Michael. He's concerned with how Heather is treating him. Basically, he doesn't want him to grow up like he did. So basically, Zach was just sharing his concern in that regard. And Fatima told him, well, basically, we just need to get to know Heather, see how she is as a mother, get to know Michael, see how they interact, and, and just kind of sort of just take it from there. Basically, don't assume the type of mother that she is, in a sense. Basically, just get to know her and make your judgment from that. One thing that I want to bring up that Fatima said him and that I wanted to mention is that Fatima told Zach that, basically, it'll take 2 for him to grow up like you did. In other words, Zach, get involved. Do all you can to make sure that he doesn't grow up like you did. You wasn't aware the first few years of his life that you even had a son. So that part right there is understandable. You might feel like you have a lot of, years to kind of make up for and things along that line. But now you are aware. Now you are aware that you have a son. So, let's get to it. Then it went on to Zach asking Fatima what did he do to deserve her. And basically, Fatima told him, well, let's just say God gave you a little more grace. And then he turns around and says something about there's only a certain amount of grace that he can give. And he was referencing Fatima basically hiring somebody to show up and say that, she's his baby mama or whatever the case may be. Y'all know what happened, in season 5, where a man showed up, to the door and basically was claiming that him and Fatima had a 9-year-old child. And he basically asked her not to do that anymore because there's only so much grace he can give. And I'm watching this and I'm like, Zach, really? Really? Are we talking about grace right now? We're really talking about grace right now? You're talking about grace in a fake situation as opposed to a real situation. Got 1 baby mama and a potential 2nd baby mama. Men. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Moving on. Then the conversation went into, Zach better not have any baby mamas pop up and how he was with a lot of women and all of that. Then Zach rebutted what Fatima said by saying she's been with a lot of men. I think I talked about this when Zatima season 1 aired, but we're going to get into it again this episode. This scene, same little cute scene that they got going, Zach asked Fatima how many men has she's been with. As always, Fatima tried to dodge the question. I think Zach basically played her by saying, see, I knew it was a lot. He think because she won't answer that she's been with a lot of men. So she sat there for a second and she gives in. So she finally tells Zach it's only been 7. She's only been with 7 men. Was Fatima being honest about the 7 men? That's the first question. Let me know down below in the comments. Do you think Fatima was being honest about the 7 men? Only being with 7 men her entire life. Because Zach was doubting her. Zach was saying, like, your whole life. But, as for me and to me, I think she was being honest. It seemed like she was being honest to me. But, in that J. Cole song, he says you got to multiply by 3. I can't remember the name of the song right now off the top of my head. But it goes something like, she says she on a F like 4 or 5 men. So, you got to multiply by 3. I can't remember the name of that song, and it's going to kill me right now. But even if she multiplied by 3 and we get 21 men, that still would be way less than the number of women that Zach has been with. Either way it go, her number would still be lower than Zach. Then Fatima asked Zach how many women he's been with. And of course he didn't answer. Now he's sleeping. Now he ready to go to sleep after he don't got her answer. And now he don't want to answer. You know, she tell him again that she's been saying for a while, you know, she don't care about the women before her, as long as they don't come affecting what they have now. Then she basically said, because one, we got Karen, and then two, we got Heather. So if any more go popping up, pretty much basically she's gone. That's what I took from that part right there, is that if Zach has any more, Fatima is gone. And at the end of that scene, Zach looked scared to me, y'all. It's like he was trying and hoping and praying that no other woman pop up talking about he the father. He was scared. He was scared, y'all. He definitely was scared. And as I was watching his face, I was like, I really hope TP don't write it in here to where another baby mama pop up. Or he gets another woman pregnant. No, because, man, I want Zach to be great. I'm rooting for Zach. I really am rooting for Zach. Okay, leading into this question. Should a man or woman keep pressing their spouse about how many people they've been with? That's the question. I believe I talked about this previously in one of the Zatima episodes in season 1, but we're going to talk about it again. What are your opinions? Let me know down below. Everyone have their own opinion on that question, but to me, no, absolutely not. Like I said, everybody's opinion is different. Everybody's perspective is different, but as for me, I don't think that, you know, we should be pressing our spouse about the number of people that they have been with. But someone in Zach's situation definitely shouldn't be pressing his spouse about the number of people she's been with. Zach's situation, no. To me, it shouldn't matter. But as always, leave your comments down below in the comment section, and we can, you know, we can talk about it. To conclude the Zatima scene, and before I move on to what else happened in this episode, do y'all think Zach even know the number of women he been with? Do you think he know? I'm going to go with no. I'm going to go with no. Zach do not know the number. He might can give us a ballpark figure, but he do not know the exact number. Even if he can give us a ballpark figure, just from what they have shown us and how things have played out so far, I don't even think Zach knows the number, which is part of the reason why he doesn't answer Fatima when she asks. Moving on. Who's next? Danny. Danny is drunk at the steam plant. I'm pretty sure they said some other name in the episode, but to me, that's the steam plant. It looks like the steam plant. They might have turned some tables a different way or whatever the case may be, but it's the steam plant, you know. Danny is at steam plant. She's drunk, of course. You know, of course, Danny is feeling a way about the last episode of season 5 when all of the girls was just basically coming at her. You know, so they all come and check on her. Andy, Karen, and Sabrina, they all come and check on Danny at the steam plant or whatever. You know, each of them went into their weaknesses and started, you know, apologizing for, you know, condemning her, and also for, you know, basically just coming at her. You know, they apologized for that. So Andy started it off, you know, she basically just said, you know, she has a hard time letting go. A part of her wants to save and fix Gary. Then she said something about, you know, she's going to let him go, but not today. And of course not today, because Gary is at home in her penthouse in the bed with flowers. He's naked in her bed with flowers all around him. So, you know, I guess Andy is going to let him go, but as for today, and that is of this episode, she's not. You know, Sabrina started talking about, you know, the back and forth with her and Calvin, but that's really all I got from her speaking. You know, she didn't really go into depth. And then as for Karen, basically was just describing, you know, what's going on currently with the 2 men in her life, I guess. She started saying something about she's going to go and get a prenatal test or something like that to figure out who the baby daddy is. And 2, she mentioned to them about the woman that showed up at the salon and how Aaron and this woman was going back and forth and all of that. I'll get into that a little bit more later. But that's all she said too. Y'all, this prenatal testing, I have no comment on that. We're just going to wait and see how it plays out, because I thought in season 5, based on the conception date, she figured out that Zach was the baby daddy. So now we're going to get a prenatal test. Listen, guys. Listen, y'all. I'm trying to keep up with this Karen baby thing, but at this point, I'm just going to let it play out. Nobody really went into depth like Andy did on why she's putting up with what she's putting up with. Now, the part where Andy said something about Gary make her feel great, whew, you know, that's her feelings, and I can't really, you can't really tell someone how to feel. At least that's what I believe. You can't tell me how to feel and how to take in a situation. But I started thinking about all of the things that could possibly make her feel great, and I just couldn't come up with anything. I could not. And it could be that at this point in season 6, all of the things that Gary has done has just outweighed every good thing or every good quality in him. So I could not think of anything that would make Gary make Andy feel good. If y'all know something, please leave it down in the comments below, but I couldn't come up with anything. But as I said, that's what she said, and that's how she felt. So I can't dispute that. And to me, in order to let go, you know, and or move on, you got to get to the root cause of things. You got to get to a point as to where you're understanding why you are making decisions that you're making when it comes to anything, really. All in all, you know, I guess they kind of patched things up, at least for right now. I'm still am a little uneasy about the way that they came at Danny last season. But we'll see how it play out. All right, let's move on over to Danny and Preston. Deston, as some like to call them. First of all, Danny is a fool. She is a fool. The way that she walked over to Preston and Mindy is, I was rolling. At this point, we know Danny is drunk. The girls, they did try to stop her from going over there, but of course, Danny is grown. At the end of the day, they all are grown. We can, you know, give our insight, tell you our opinions, tell you our perspective, and, you know, encourage you to do or not to do something. But at the end of the day, everybody is grown and everybody's going to make their own decision. So I know I saw a lot of people saying that they should have stopped Danny from going over there, but come on. When have we ever stopped Danny or any of the girls, for that matter, from doing anything that they wanted to do? So Danny, Preston, and Mindy. I'm going to state the facts first from this conversation, and then I'm going to get into, you know, hopefully my quick overview and perspective of this Danny and Preston situation. First thing first, Mindy got on the same ring that Preston proposed to Danny with. Yes. How, when he said they was different sizes in ring, I don't know. 2, Mindy wants Preston to figure it out before they get married. So she just knows they are getting married. That's how I took it. Now, it could have been meant a different way, but when I heard it and how it was said to me, it's like Mindy know they are going to get married. Basically, Mindy is saying, hey, Preston, get all your chin out before we get married. That's how I took that. Might not have been what she meant, but that's what I took from it. 3rd, Preston said he's never been in love like this. And he's looking at Danny, but Mindy thinks he's talking about her. Preston never confirmed who he was talking about, but I think he was talking about Danny. I do think he was talking about Danny. So that's pretty much what happened in that scene with Danny, Preston, and Mindy. I know some people want Deston together, but, you know, there are some major red flags here. You know, and some people are blaming Danny, you know, for her and Preston not being together. And I think I would have to disagree with that. But no, Preston has his flaws too. You know, Preston is missing some screws as well. You know, Danny was drunk, but baby, listen, Danny was asking all of the right questions. I think drunk Danny was more on point than sober Mindy was. Because Mindy was just there. She was just there, y'all. To me, she was just there. I'm watching this scene and I'm like, Mindy, how are you okay with this? You have on an engagement ring. Assuming you said yes, and you are okay with your fiance dropping you off at the hotel while he go and talk and see another woman? Yeah, couldn't be me. Preston is sitting there, you know, he usually got a lot to say, but he just sitting there not saying much. And you wanted her to meet Mindy. Now she over there to meet Mindy, and you're lost for words. Make it make sense. What is it about Preston that he feels like he has to get married like right now? Do he want to be married that bad? Well, since it's not Danny and Danny turned you down, you're gonna go marry Mindy. You're settling. Preston is settling. He don't want Mindy, and at the end of the day, that's pretty much him settling. As of now, I really don't know Preston's angle. As I've watched this stuff play out with Mindy, I really don't know Preston's angle anymore. Whatever it is, Danny is not wrong for the way that she's going about this Preston thing lately. She's not wrong. She's not wrong for turning down the marriage proposal. She's not wrong for not wanting to commit to him. She's not wrong for rejecting him. However you want to put it, in whatever category you want to label it, she's not wrong. Because she's not giving in to his ultimatum. Now he wants to go off and find. Well, not find. It seems as if Mindy has always been in the back burner. Now he wants to go and marry Mindy. No. All of those are red flags to me. If he love and want Danny, he needs to prove it. Trying to make her jealous or whatever he's been trying to do lately is just not it. All right, y'all. Ending it off with Karen, Aaron, Pam, and the salon. Yes, we're going to end it off with them. That's how the episode ended. So we know the salon is on fire. We've known that since season 5 that the salon was going to catch on fire, but it is now happening at the start of season 6. But before we get to the fire, let's talk about Aaron first. Let's talk about the pastor, y'all. He's outside Karen's place waiting to talk to her. Of course, he wants to talk about the Jennifer girl that showed up at the salon last season and what that whole scene was about. This is his excuse, y'all. I'm going to break down his excuse first, and then I'm going to get into it why it's some BS. First thing first, he said he started to see her briefly, but it wasn't anything serious. And he goes into mention how Karen was unsure about him and how Karen was just basically not sure whether, they was ever going to be a couple. Some of that sorts. Karen asked him, do he gaslight women? He said he don't gaslight women. That was his response to the question. I don't like the fact that he kept turning it back on Karen. Well, you was unsure about me and this and that and all of this other things. Cool. True. Karen is or was using you. Karen is or was unsure about you. 2, at first you acted like you didn't know Jennifer. Remember, y'all, last episode, the end of season 5, he basically acted like he didn't know Jennifer. But now you're telling me that you dated her briefly. Not only are you dating her, but she called you another name other than Aaron. So, did you sleep with this said Jennifer? Did you sleep with her? The pastor, you're practicing abstinence, although you did sleep with Karen, but after you slept with Karen, you was kind of, I guess, confused about it. I don't remember exactly. It was some season ago. But did you sleep with this Jennifer? He said she crazy. Your wife was crazy, and now this woman that you briefly dated is crazy. So everybody is crazy but Aaron. Now I'm going to keep it 1,000. If Aaron slept with her and gave her some good, then maybe she is acting crazy for no reason. He was making it seem like Karen was the only one and she was his only options. That's how he has been moving for the past couple of seasons. I know people are crazy, but why would she show up to the salon and slap you and do all of that if it wasn't anything serious? I don't blame Aaron for dating someone else. I don't blame him for that. To me, I think that's understandable. In the past, present, whatever the case may be, Karen was using him and Karen was unsure. Karen did not want him, point blank, period. So I do not blame him for wanting to date and see what else out there and explore other options or whatever he wanted to do. He's entitled to do that. To me, what I don't like about that is he wasn't upfront about that. I think that is something he should have made known to both women. You know what I'm saying? I think Karen asked him, so did you tell her about me or something like that? And his response was, I was going to. Yeah. I'm not in agreement with the way he went about this. Basically, what I'm getting from this is Aaron is not who he claimed to be, which is what I have been saying for seasons at this point. A couple of seasons at this point. Aaron is hiding something and I can't wait for TP to reveal it. So this episode ended with Karen finding out that Pam left some curlers on. So Karen went to the salon to turn the curlers off. And when she get there, clearly the salon is on fire. It's on fire. But Karen's first reaction is to go into the salon and try to put the fire out. Now she is passed out on the salon floor. That's my review and recap of episode 1, y'all. Make sure y'all stay tuned for episode 2. I will be back.